So I invite all of you to close your eyes for a moment and take a deep breath as we enter into the experience that we're going to have today. So let's just take a moment to breathe and listen to this beautiful music. I'd like to welcome all of you. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me here today, and thank you also, all of you who are giving of your time to share this afternoon with us. The subject of our discussion and exploration today is the idea of reclaiming the sacred feminine, reclaiming feminine energy in the world. I think that hardly anybody would disagree that we have been out of balance for a long time with masculine and feminine energy. We're looking at probably 4,000 years of patriarchy. It wasn't always that way. In fact, 40,000 years ago, almost everyone in the world honored a great goddess. She took many forms, and her worship and honoring was prevalent around the world. She was seen as the mother of all. She was often seen as the earth. Her honoring and reverence took the form of paying attention to the yearly calendar, paying attention to the growing cycles of Earth, and her body was seen to be that container. About 4,000 years ago, things changed. No one really knows why. I've never had anybody give me a satisfactory explanation for this. There was the emergence of what we would call the patriarchy, where the gods became more important than the goddesses. And what happened in many cases was gods, war gods, violent gods, overtook the goddesses and forced them to be their wives so that they could take over their particular areas of responsibility or blessing. There are many examples of this in mythology around the world. And it takes us from 4,000 years ago to about 2,000 years ago, roughly, with the emergence of monotheism, or what are often called the Abrahamic religions. And that brings us to this point where I think most people would agree that the world is in a precarious place. We've lost our connection to nature, and all of us need to move back into a position of balance. Hi, I'm Julie Lohr, author of Goddesses for Every Day. I got interested in this material quite some time ago when someone hired me to ghostwrite a novel set during biblical times. Well, that was a far reach for me, and I needed to do a lot of research, but I guess I should back up just a little bit. I've had 3 near-death experiences in my life, one when I was born, one when I was 6 years old, and a full-blown one in Mexico when I was 20. As a result of that experience, I sort of caught fire to understand what happened to me. Came back, went back to college, finished my education, but embarked on about a 20-year quest to understand what happened, reading hundreds and hundreds of books about the religions of the world, near-death experiences, mythology, astrology, symbology. Along the way, I wrote 6 books and dozens of articles. I also worked in corporate America, where I was an executive in 2 major corporations. I was an international director of training and development. And at the same time, I was married, had children, raised my family. So I grew up in a melting pot, and at a time when women were really just beginning to be promoted in corporate America. Underneath all of that was my question: why is it so much harder for a woman than a man? So fast forward to my current multiple award-winning book, which hopefully will enlighten women on a legacy that we have had for many thousands of years. And hopefully also bring some balance back into the world, which sadly needs it.